9. Arcana the Hermit. In the plus, inner wisdom and insight. When the Hermit is in the plus, this arcana represents inner wisdom. This is not knowledge taken from books or theories. It is understanding that comes from life experience and deep personal insight. This person learns by observing themselves and the world. Independence. The Hermit in the plus is independent. This person is able to walk their own path without needing approval, validation, or permission from others. Their stability comes from inside, not from external opinions. Guidance and teaching. In the plus, the Hermit naturally becomes a guide, not someone who forces advice, but someone who shares wisdom when it is needed. This guidance is based on lived experience, not abstract concepts. The Hermit teaches through presence and example. In the minus, isolation. In the minus, the Hermit turns into isolation. This is when a person withdraws from life, not because of wisdom, but because of fear. Instead of conscious solitude, it becomes avoidance. Emotional coldness. Another sign of the minus is emotional coldness. This is detachment that blocks intimacy and real connection. People often confuse this state with emotional maturity, but it is actually disconnection. Escapism. In the minus, the Hermit may escape responsibility. This escape is often justified as spiritual growth or inner work. But avoiding life under spiritual excuses is not wisdom. Arrogant wisdom. The last distortion is arrogant wisdom. This is when a person believes they know better than everyone else. They stop listening, reject feedback, and close themselves off from learning. This is ego, not enlightenment. How to move into the plus of the Hermit. First, choose solitude consciously. It should be a choice for clarity, not a reaction to fear. Second, share your wisdom when you are asked. True wisdom does not hide itself. Third, balance inner work with real-world action. Spiritual growth must exist inside life, not instead of it. And remember, true wisdom brings light. It does not isolate. XII Arcana, the Wheel of Fortune. In the plus, change in cycles. When the Wheel of Fortune is in the plus, this arcana represents the understanding of change. Life does not move in a straight line. It moves in cycles, rises and falls, pauses and acceleration. The wheel teaches awareness of timing and phases. Nothing is permanent, and every phase carries meaning, luck, and opportunity. In the plus, the Wheel of Fortune opens opportunities. This is not random luck. It is the ability to be in the right place at the right time because you are aligned with life. A person in the plus notices doors opening and knows when to step through them. They trust the flow instead of trying to dominate it. Acceptance. Acceptance is a central theme of this arcana. In the plus, a person stops fighting circumstances. They adapt instead of resisting. This does not mean passivity. It means understanding what can be influenced and what must be accepted. Destiny and karma. The Wheel of Fortune also speaks about destiny and karma. In the plus, a person understands that larger forces are at work. Every experience carries a lesson. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" they ask, "What am I meant to learn from this?" In the minus, resistance. In the minus, the Wheel of Fortune turns into resistance. A person fights change instead of moving with it. They feel like a victim of fate. Life feels unfair because they are trying to control what cannot be controlled. Passivity. Another distortion is passivity. This is when a person waits for life to happen instead of participating in it. They rely on luck but avoid responsibility. Opportunities pass by because no action is taken. Overreaction. In the minus, emotions swing too strongly. Wins create euphoria. Losses create despair. The person is emotionally tied to the movement of the wheel. Instead of staying centered, they are thrown from extreme to extreme. Fatalism. The deepest minus of this arcana is fatalism. Believing that everything is random or completely predetermined. In this state, a person gives up their inner authority. they stop believing in choice. How to move into the plus of the Wheel of Fortune. First, trust that change is part of life's design. Nothing stays the same, and that is not a mistake. Second, stay centered through the ups and downs. Do not identify yourself with temporary highs or lows. Third, take opportunities when they appear, but don't force outcomes. Timing matters. And remember, you may not control the storm, but you do steer the wheel. 11. Arcana Justice. In the plus, fairness and integrity. When justice is in the plus, it represents integrity. This is the ability to make decisions honestly and impartially, not based on emotions, personal benefit, or bias. A person in the plus values fairness, even when it is uncomfortable. Truth and accountability. Justice in the plus is deeply connected to truth. This is the willingness to face facts instead of avoiding them. It is the ability to take responsibility for your actions, to admit mistakes, and to correct what has been done wrong. Balance. Balance is a key quality of this arcana. Justice in the plus holds harmony between logic and empathy. Decisions are made with a clear mind and an open heart. Truth comes before personal preference. In the minus, justice turns into justice. A person harshly condemns others. They feel morally superior. Instead of seeking truth, they seek to be right. Denial and excuses. Another distortion is denial. Blaming others instead of taking responsibility. Refusing to see the truth because it is uncomfortable. Justice in the minus avoids accountability. Rigidity. In the minus, justice becomes rigid. Rules are followed blindly, without considering context. There is no flexibility, no understanding of human complexity. Injustice. At its deepest minus, this arcana creates injustice. Dishonesty, bias, exploitation. Fairness is replaced with control or How to move into the plus of justice. First, seek the full truth in every decision. Not the convenient truth, the complete one. Second, take responsibility for your actions. No excuses. Third, balance your mind and your heart. Justice without empathy becomes cruelty. And remember, real justice is rooted in honesty and fairness. 12 Arcana, the Hanged Man. In the plus, perspective shift. When the Hanged Man is in the plus, it represents a change of perspective. Life is seen differently, not through force, but through acceptance. This arcana teaches that clarity often comes when we stop pushing, when we allow ourselves to see things from a new angle. Patience and surrender. In the plus, the Hanged Man is about patience. Not passive waiting, but conscious surrender to timing. This is letting go of control when control no longer works. Trusting that movement will come at the right moment. Sacrifice for growth. This arcana also speaks about sacrifice, but not meaningless sacrifice. In the plus, discomfort is temporary and chosen. Something is released so that deeper understanding and transformation can occur. Pause and reflection. The Hanged Man invites a pause, a moment of stillness before the next step. This pause is used for reflection, to gain clarity before moving forward. In the minus, stagnation. In the minus, the Hanged Man turns into stagnation. Life stops moving because the person refuses to act or change. What was meant to be a pause becomes being stuck. Victim mentality. Another distortion is victim mentality. Feeling helpless, blaming life and circumstances. Responsibility is avoided. Nothing changes because nothing is owned. Self-sabotage. In the minus, the person clings to what is familiar, even when change is necessary. This creates self-sabotage. Growth is delayed by fear of the unknown. Resentment. Resentment appears when sacrifices are forced, not accepted. Bitterness grows instead of insight. The person feels punished rather than transformed. How to move into the plus of the Hanged Man. First, accept what cannot be changed, and direct your energy toward what can. Second, Allow the discomfort of growth. Release the need to control everything. Third, use pauses for insight, not as a hiding place. And remember, true surrender helps you rise.